Hey, this is Lasse from Pihka Sound, and this is the third part of our video series about preparing a live electronic music set. On this episode, we're going to take a look at the Analog Rytm, which is obviously handling the drumming duties of our live set. I am both running pre-made patterns on it, but I'm also improvising in between songs with it a lot because I am very familiar with the Analog Rytm and it's an easy device for me. So, what is it doing? It is receiving a clock signal from the Electron Octatrack, which is the brain of the whole setup. It is also receiving pattern changes from the Octatrack. So I'm not changing patterns on the Analog Rytm, but on the Octatrack instead. Also, the kick drum of the Analog Rytm is sending out MIDI to the Suono Buono NABC, which is a really neat little sidechain compressor device. So when I play pattern like this on the Analog Rytm, the Suono Buono is triggering its compressor, and everything that goes through it ducks in volume a little bit, so it gives you like this EDM type of effect, and we like it a lot. It sort of like glues everything together. Also, from the rhythm, I'm sending out kick as an audio signal to our mixer, which is back there. It's not lighted up properly, so we're not going to show you that. But it is going there because there's another compressor there in which the bass is going into. So the kick also ducks the bass a little bit. So we can also have that EDM effect in there. So it's really good that Analog Rytm does these separate outputs. In the Analog Rytm, we have the kick, we have the bass. This is the great dual VCO machine that we are using on the rhythm. We are not using this bass on the actual songs. We were originally, but it just didn't gel that well, the sound of it with us. So we decided to use the Korg Monologue instead for bass sounds. And anyway, I have more control with the bass anyway, because if I was using just the Analog Rytm for bass, then I would be like menu diving a whole lot during the songs, and that's not fun. Whereas in the Korg Monologue, I can just I have everything. Like what you see is what you get. I can do all sorts of fun things with that. And you know, the resonance in Korg Monologue is crazy. It hurts your ears. And the drive is also great, like this. I really enjoy the bass, the dual VCO bass on the Analog Rytm, but it's just no match for the for the drive of the Monologue. However, I am using this dual VCO bass on the improvisational bits of our gigs. So then we have I'm not using the rim shot much. I think we should be using it more. This reminds me of, some Thom Yorke song from the record Anima, which I love so much. I think that he is a heavy user of the Analog Rytm. Then we have this, the clap. It's kind of like a snare. I love the BT bottom tom. Bottom tom? I think it's a bottom tom. Yeah, I love using that. This is our click track. I never used the low tom anyway. So we are using its separate output to send click into our ears so that the audience doesn't hear the click, obviously, but we only hear the click. And if you do that, make sure you have the audio routing set so that it does not go into the main output or to the effects. But now you can hear it because I have routed it so that you can hear it on this video. Then we have a couple of shakers. It's a noise generator. Open and close hi-hat, then this. It's like a crash, but it works like this. And it's also sidechained to the kick, which gives it a nice pump. This is a thing we should also be using a lot more. I love the cowbell sound on the Analog Rytm, but I just don't find use for it often enough. Because especially if you trigger it like chromatically, it's a pretty great instrument. Give it some reverb and play with the filter a bit. Yeah, it's a good instrument, but we don't use it often enough. And then we also, into the external in of the Analog Rytm goes this iPad that is running a thing called Borderlands Granular. You can record stuff like that, and then you can do this. I love doing that stuff with the iPad, also with the percussive sounds. We're also running the Borderlands through an app called Ohm, which allows you to use different sorts of effects apps on top of each other, and we're using this reverb by Klevgrand. And it's all going through the Analog Rytm's analog compressor, which means it is also ducking a little bit to the kick. So it's really like glued up together. You can see us using the rhythm a lot in our weekly Monday jams, which you can find here, and also on our actual releases under the artist moniker Pihka Is My Name. That's Pihka is my name. So I think that this is it about this video. So see you in the next one.